for when we're doing the division, the vocabulary you need to know. And I want you to write this in your journal on the same page where you just glued that in, on the same page. That's why I asked you to leave it out. Dividend is the number inside, or the number that is being divided. That's why, Mac, we would say, when you said 500 divided by 2, that means the 500, you wanted the 500 on the inside, correct? Okay, so you say that number first. The outside is the divisor. The outside is the divisor. You need to know these vocabulary terms, so please keep them in mind. The answer to a division problem is called the quotient. The answer to a division problem is called the quotient. And then you all know what the remainder is. Okay, I want it written like that in your journal. Yeah, some of you aren't doing it. It's just confusing to me. You need to know where the parts are, what they mean. Now I told you that we were starting division today. I told you last week. We have 3 days that I'm going to teach you division. 3. Today is solely review because we're using 1-digit divisors. Tomorrow we start 2-digit divisors. Wednesday we finish up. If you don't think you're good at division, first of all you are. It just takes several steps. It's not a difficult thing to do. It just takes steps. Second of all, you need to go onto the tube of you. I put numerous videos on division. After division, so hopefully Thursday we're going to start with multiplying decimals. You want to get ahead on that? There are 2 or 3 videos on multiplying decimals on there too. There is no reason for you not to do well in my class. You have every opportunity to do well in my class. You can do things over. I'm not giving a ton of work. The test you took on Friday was emailed to your parents on Thursday. So if they loved you, they probably showed it to you. It was the exact same thing.
Oh, yeah.
The exact same test that I gave on Friday. Brandon.
My mom was like, before the night of the test, she was like, I guarantee you that that's going to be the exact same test for you.
It was the exact same test. Your mom's brilliant. Well, I'm sorry, she doesn't love you, I guess. Alright, so Matt pointed out, or who was it? Somebody, no, it was Brooklyn pointed out that division is repeated subtraction. Just like multiplication is repeated addition. So, I know many of you in here don't like division, you think it's hard. You can always do it with subtraction. And let me show you what Brooklyn was telling us. Let's say we have 2,000 divided by 5. If you would rather, instead of doing the division, here's what you can do. You can do 2,000, subtract 5, 1,995, subtract 5, 1,990, and keep going until you get less than 5. So, which would be 400 times. So you don't like division. This is so much easier if you want to subtract 5 400 times. I'm all right with it as long as you get it right, but it's probably going to take you a long time to do each problem. I'm just saying. Now, as I told you today, we divide by 2-digit divisors. Or, I'm sorry, by 1-digit divisor. You're going to learn the steps today. The steps for one-digit divisor are the same as steps for two-digit divisor. It's simple. If you follow the steps, it's easy. Yes, it takes work. But you guys are young enough that you can work. Don't be lazy. Sean Bradley, you will not be lazy, will you? No. Sean Bradley will not be lazy. All right. Speaking of what Brandon's mother said, because she's smart, we're going to do some problems up here on the board. You're going to do these problems in your journal, working with me. As Brandon's mom will probably point out, you may see these same problems in the future. Like, I don't know, maybe Wednesday, when you have 10 problems to do for division. You'll have 5 single-digit division. You'll have 5 with two-digit divisors. So you're going to want to work with me here. And when I'm showing these steps, you're going to go like, these are baby problems. I don't need to do all these steps, Mr. McMurdo. Well, I'm telling you right now, learning the process will help you as you move on to the multi-digit divisors. See? That's what I'm talking about right there. He knows. He knows. So let's take 1,054 divided by 2. So I want you to write that down. 1,054 divided by 2. In your journal. Now the first thing I want you to do before you start solving it, which is too late because some of you started solving it, is I want you to list all the multiples of 2 all the way from 1 to 9. Not all the multiples of 2 because that would take you forever. But just from 1 to 9. So 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 5 is 10. I want this on your paper. 2 times 6 is 12. 2 times 7 is 14. 2 times 8 is 16. And 2 times 9 is 18. Now, who can tell me why I can stop at 9? Why don't I have to keep going all the way to 2 times 2 million? Maya?
Because 2 times 10 is 20, so you already know that. And usually no problem goes over.
Okay, you're on the right track. You're on the right track. Yes, Sir Talk a Lot.
Because in division, when you times it, the only number, it cannot go higher than 9.
Good. He's exactly right. We're only putting one digit up here at a time. What I see too many of you trying to do is, how many times does 2 go into 1,054? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. And you're trying to do it all in one step. It's like eating an elephant. How do you eat an elephant?
I don't know.
One bite at a time. Same with division. One step at a time. You don't really have to eat an elephant, Brooklyn. Okay? I mean, if your mom wants to pack an elephant in your lunchbox, that's fine. But it's not required.
Okay, I'll go eat a shark then.
Okay, that'll work. I've had shark before.
I've had octopus.
I've had sheep.
So have I. I've had goat.
Goat.
I've had chihuahua.
Oh, no, this guy is cruel.
Great Dane. I've had Great Dane.
Wait, I drank my blood.
Chicken. All right, give me 5. Give me 5. Give me 5. All right, so we're going to work this one step at a time. Most of you are in here going, this is stupid. I know how to do it. I don't need to write the multiples. But tomorrow, when your divisor is 83, you're not doing that in your head. I don't know my 83's times table. So writing out your multiples is going to, I don't know, save your life maybe. Maybe, I don't know. It's just my theory. All right, so now let me ask Tamara, does 2 go into 1? No.
6, 17.
I will not have a number above the 1. I will not. Sean Bradley, do not put a number above the 1. Tamara, does 2 go into 10? Yes. I'm going to have a number above the 0. I'm going to have a number above the 5. I'm going to have a number above the 4. I am. Now, let me show you. I know this is baby. But listen to the question I'm asking. Before you try and answer the question you want to answer, I want you to answer the question I'm actually asking. Okay. Looking at the multiples of 2, we also need to know, listen to the vocabulary I use. I'm not going to say, listen to the timeses of 2. Okay? We're speaking in big people language now. Because some of us are big people. Some of us are not. All right. So Tamara, looking at the multiples of 2, I want to get as close to 10 as I can get without going over. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. What is the answer? 5. Because 10 is as close as I can get to 10 without going over. And 2 times 5 is 10, so 5 goes up at the top. And since we did our multiples here, I know 2 times 5 is 10 because I've already figured that out over here. God bless you. You're welcome. All right, so now we've subtracted. We bring down this 5. We do, Ryan. We do. No arguments. All right, so now we're going back to our multiples. Listen to the vocabulary. Our multiples. We're going to as close to 5 as we can get in our multiples without going over. So you tell me where I'm going, Tamara.
2.
2, because 2 times 2 is 4. If I went to 3, 2 times 3 would be 6. That's too big. So we're going with 2 here. And 2 times 2 is 4, because we've already worked out our multiples. Subtract, you get 1. Bring down the 4.
7.
And then we look back over here. We list our multiples. We find 2 times 7 is 14. So now we believe that our quotient is 527. However, hey, Jude likes us to check our work. Right, Jude? Jude likes us to check our work. He wants to make sure we get it right. So we do that by multiplying. And how is multiplication and division related? They are...
Wait. We use multiplication to figure out a division.
They are...
In the same family.
Okay, they're the same. What kind of operation is it? It's an inverse. It's an inverse. Let's use big people words. It's inverse operation. If you're going to make noise with that, I'm gonna pop it and wrap it around your head. Just so you know. So we do the inverse operation for division, and we take our quotient again, multiplied by our divisor. We're using big people language. We're not speaking like we're in 3rd grade anymore. We go 7 times 2 is 14. Carry my 1. 2 times 2 is 4 plus 1 is 5. 5 times 2 is 10.
Yay!
Our product and our dividend are exactly the same. That means we've done our problem correctly. Yes, ma'am?
Since it's just 2, you could do 567 plus 567.
527 plus 527? Yes, you could. Since it's just 2. Now, if it's a one-digit divisor, you can use your multiplication chart and do exactly what Tamara did here, going through down her 2's on the multiplication chart, which lists the multiples, hence it's called a multiplication chart. So she could look down the multiples of 2, and that's giving her the same information. The exact same thing. So now wait. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to write down a problem. You're going to first list all the multiples of the divisor. Second, you're going to solve the problem with division. Third, you're going to check the problem with multiplication. Yes, ma'am?
Is it going to go in your journal?
Still going in your journal. Because,
How many journals?
well then turn the page. I don't, does, you know, they ask questions like, I'm wondering if they're at home and they like have soup and they're going, how am I supposed to eat it? Get a spoon? Oh, yeah. That's a brilliant idea. So let's take 4,725 divided by 7. Over here, I want to see your 7, your multiples of 7. All the way down to 9. Over here, I want to see where you've checked your work by using the inverse operation, multiplication. That's 4,725 divided by 7. Questions on the 3 things I need to see?
Nope.
Your multiples, solve it with division, God bless you. Check it with multiplication. Yes, ma'am.
How far do we have to go down?
Just a 9.
Oh.
You're only putting one number up at a time. You're only putting one digit up at a time in your quotient. You'll never put more than a 9 up here at one time. We're not going to put 12 up here at one time. One digit at a time. Questions? Awesome. Yes, sir.